Hello scholars again. We are going to focus on the nose today. We're going to look at the front profile, 3/4 a little bit, and then the side profile. Now remember our video on the lips, so we have that indicating, so the nose will go right above that in some of our rules that you can even see as we drew our lips. So let's get started. All right, for the nose, let's start with our front portion of the nose. And you know, I always like making sure that we use our symmetry lines. It helps us guide. All right, we're going to use this part here for where our nostrils divides would be. That is this area right here, okay? So what we're going to do is I am going to create a kind of a oval shape for the front portion of our nose, and then I'm going to use side circles very softly. You can see that, but we're going to draw them lightly because they won't be the final thing that will be here, okay? And then simply what we're going to do is draw lines, a curved line through both of these center things. Notice I'm going slightly inside of them. Right? Oftentimes, this is all we need for our nose. Sometimes we like to keep our nose simplified and we'll say, that's it. But since we're trying to render the nose, let's go a little bit more detailed. We're going to do the side nostril, and then I'm going to shade because this part tucks around our nostrils there. And then we're going to do the same on this side, and sometimes it tucks in, so we're going to create a little bit of crevice there and shade in. Now this part goes up to our eyes, so what I'm going to do is pretend that my eyes are here, and I'm just going to shade softly down the side on both sides, and depending on where my light source is, I make one side a little bit darker shaded than the other side if the light is coming this way, okay? So remember we had this here. This is our oval. This is kind of the bulge of our nose. That's this bulge part that sticks out on our nose. We're going to do a nice shading around that. So let's start right here and create a little bit of a shading right around it, okay? All right, that's the part that kind of just bulges forward, okay? Okay, let's put this side of our nostril in. I did the other side. And then we're going to darken this. And then this little peak that comes underneath our nose that goes to our lip, I'm going to shadow that so that it looks like that's that little dip. And then remember our heart shape for our mouth. I'm going to do a suggestion of our mouth. We're not going to draw the mouth. We're just going to do a quick review, knowing that that upper lip had that heart shape. Okay? All right, so that is pretty much what I'd like for you to focus on is a basic front view of the nose. Okay? And then here would be our eyes that would come to it. And that's why we have the shading around there. Okay? So our eye pockets. All right, so that is your nose. Again, we're going to do with our oval, side, small ovals, create this wave that goes through for our nostrils, and then darken that part, and then we will shade the crevice around the nostrils because that part falls over, and then we will shade up depending on where our light source is. We'll shade one side slightly darker than the other, and that'll go to our eyebrows. All right, and this side will be a little bit lighter. All right, and that is what I'd like for you to focus on for our simplified nose. All right, let's go over to a slight profile. If someone moves and is not facing us, we will try to get a nose that you might see part of the nostril. So let's do our line of symmetry. Let's draw our line across the bottom very lightly, all right? And then we're still going to use that bulge. So we're going to put that circle in there, okay? Now this one we're going to see a full nostril on the side. This one we don't see as much because it's behind the bulge part. So we're going to suggest it, but it will definitely be behind this part that is bulged out, okay? So the face is turned. Does everyone get that? All right, so let's start with our curve. So this one we're going to give the full curve. We're going to come around, and then we're going to do a tiny one back there, okay? Because this part of our nose is going to come up. And then this part is called the bridge. So we're going to come around and kind of make a S shape, curvy shape there, which will go into our eye depending on the size of a person's nose. Some people have straight noses. Somehow kind of have a little kind of pudge nose like a baby might have. All right, so let's put a small one here because remember it's behind this part, so we're not going to show the whole section of it, okay? And then this one will show the entire nostril part, and again shading behind it because it drops away. Any surface that drops away, we usually try to show that as a hard line, okay? And then we come back through, and the part that goes up to the eye, remember we shade up the eye, up the side of the nose to the eye. All right, and that eye is looking this way. You might see some eyelashes heading that way. This one we already see only part of it, okay? So focus on the bridge of the nose, the side of it. Now we're going to come down here in our little trench that goes around to our mouth, to our heart. Again, our mouth will probably be the same. We'll only see a short of this side, but the full side on this side, okay? And that would be our mouth in this area. And this would be foreshortened, okay? And this is the lower part of our mouth. But for our nose, we're just going to shade around a little bit. Remember how we did this side? It has a little bit of shading underside of it. So we're going to pull out the bulbous so the nose looks like it comes around and curves. All right, so we're going to do that with shading. Then we're going to shade underneath a little bit, but this core that we've always talked about is going to be showing that it shows 3-dimension. Remember, if we put a core in anything, it pretty much helps it show that it's not a flat shape, but it has surface. We're going to put a little core on this side too. It makes it look like it is round and not flat. It is now 3D, not 2D. All right, let's put the nostril so it sticks out a little bit more. And that is the side profile of the nose, the lips in there. All right, now let's go to our last one, and it is just the side profile. So we only see one nostril, the other one is on the other side, so we can't see it. All right, let's go straight on in to this. Again, we're going to do our line of symmetry down. We'll do our line across the symmetry here. Even though we probably won't need it that much, but it does keep us level of where everything should be, okay? All right, so we're going to put the bulbous part for our nose. That's the part that's going to be sticking out. And then we're going to do the round for the nostril, all right? All right, and then this will go into the bridge of our nose, and we really see the bridge at this point. Some people have a hard bridge. Some people have a more of a straighter bridge, okay? So depending on what you're trying to suggest. So we're going to go around here and go straight up to the nostril. A lot of times for the nose, a lot of people just suggest this part here and not make it as complicated as far as shading, depending on how detailed and 3-dimensional you want your drawing to be. We're going to come around the edge, because that part of our nostril falls away. And then this part here, since we can't see the underside, the other side, we're just going to come on through, and that little dip that we have underneath our nose and then goes out to our lip. Okay, and this would be the side of our mouth. Okay, and again, we're only doing half of it now, okay? So it depends on what type of shape you want your nose to be. That decides. Here we go. All right, and then I'm going to still suggest, remember this underside, we still want that to be there. Kind of that core shape. It's around there, okay? And I have not so much of a bump here. All right. So my bridge, I think I want it to not as pronounced, but you can choose whatever one you want, okay? Then I'm going to shade a little bit on the top so it looks like it goes all the way around. All right, and then we need it to shade up to our eye, all the way up. Again, nice soft strokes for this application, and then our eye would be over here. All right, so that is a general shape again of what a nose would be in the side view. And we can darken the underside of the nostrils a bit. Shade this part of the mouth. And then you can go on and detail whatever mouth you want. But for our nose, these are 3 strong variations of what it would be: front view, 3/4 view, so halfway turned a little bit, so only seeing part of the nostrils, and the profile on the side. So I'd like to see how well and what you all can come up with as far as just lightly shading and showing the nose with the proportions using our symmetry. All right, you guys have a great day, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye now.